Just because you love your partner doesn't always mean you should be with them. No matter how much you love someone, you must always remember to put your happiness in front of theirs. No matter how hard it may be or how selfish it may sound, your happiness is most important. A few years ago, when I was in high school, I met a girl who was interested in me. Before I met her, I never had a real relationship, so I was excited when I heard she was interested. It was 2018, and I was in my junior year of high school. High school was going great, and I was loving every part of it. But there was one thing I had yet to do, and that was be in a relationship. Though it is not something you need to do in high school, it was something that I wanted. Through one of my friends, I met a girl, and we started talking. Shortly after, she told me she was interested in me, and I was interested in her as well. We started dating, and things kicked off great, as most relationships do. We were in the honeymoon phase, and there was no end in sight. Thinking back to it now, I can't remember exactly when things started going downhill, but they started declining fast. This came with a lot of petty arguments, whether it was me or her who would start them. It was one of the worst feelings I ever had, arguing with someone that I loved. I hated the arguments, and I would eventually try to convince myself that we needed them in order for us to come back stronger as a couple, though this was never the case. It was always embarrassing because I was in this failing relationship and I could never admit that to myself, especially to my friends and family. "So how are you and your girlfriend doing?" my family would ask me, and I could never gather the courage to tell them the truth and tell them that I was in a failing relationship. "It's going great," I'd always respond. A year into the relationship, and the bad moments were outnumbering the good ones. I knew soon that this relationship would have to come to an end, though the end was the worst and most toxic part. "I think we should break up," I told her. As expected, she did not take this well, and long story short, she convinced me to stay with her. About a month later, I tried to break up with her again, and she cried, and though I'm not exactly sure if she did this on purpose, but she guilt-tripped me into staying with her against my happiness. Finally, the third time I broke up with her, I knew no matter how much it would hurt me to hurt her, no matter how much she would try to convince me to stay, I couldn't. I wouldn't. We broke up, and even though it was painful for a long time, I knew in the end it was better because I was happier. To sum it up, me and this girl dated for over a year, and though we loved each other, love could not keep our relationship going. We were both more hurt than we were happy. Though my relationship did not have a happy ending, this doesn't mean it didn't come with positives. That relationship showed me to be strong, and to make sure I know my worth in the relationship, and to make sure I do what's right for my happiness. I am now in a 2-year relationship with my current girlfriend, and I plan on moving in with her within the next year. And I don't think it'd be going as good as it is if it wasn't for my first one. So if I can give you a lesson from this story, it's that if you're in a relationship, no matter how selfish it sounds, you must put your happiness in front of your partner's. After all, you can't truly be in a good relationship if you're sacrificing your happiness for theirs. Take it from me as someone who sacrificed a lot of his own happiness to keep his first girlfriend happy. And we know how that went. Thank you.